truth I see. I am called to be everything. I am called to be. Called to be the glory here on earth, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. I am the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be. You are called to be a mother, to nurture family. You are called to be a brother, be strength in times of need. You are called to be a neighbor, see a friend in all you meet. You are called to be a leader, to build community. You are called to be a player, living out the truth you see. You are called to be everything. You are called to be. Called to be the glory here on earth, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. You are the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be. We are called to be the kindness, set the broken-hearted free. We are called to be forgiveness, where pain has run too deep. We are called to be compassion, be the wind beneath each wing. We are called to make communion, only then can we succeed. We are called to be a prayer, living out the truth we seek. We are called to be everything. We are called to be. Called to be the glory here on earth, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. We are the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be peace, called to be joy, called to be love, called to be free, called to be peace, called to be joy, called to be free, called to be peace, called to be joy, called to be love, called to be. Oh, oh, we're called to be. Oh, oh, called to be. God is life and I am life. God is life and I am life. God is light and I am light. God is light and I am light. God is joy and I am joy. God is joy and I am joy. God is love and I am love. God is love and I am love. God is peace and I am peace. God is peace and I am peace. God is beauty and I am beauty. God is beauty and I am beauty.
seen my share of struggle when I thought that I knew best, when I've sailed through a storm instead of stopping to rest. And it always seems the hardest when I've made up my stubborn mind. Well, I'm changing my ways this time. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Have you ever seen an eagle head straight into the wind? He doesn't pick a fight, he spreads his wings and just gives in. And in the end he always makes it home just fine. I guess he knows that every storm subsides. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. I'll let nature take its course. No more thinking that I know where this river's meant to go. I have railed against the stars for the cards that I've been dealt, for the lottery I've never won, for the heartache that I've felt. But it always seems when I let go of expectation and regret, life has plenty of surprises for me yet. I wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea.
The song today is Joy in Our Hearts. Every day is a choice to show some kindness. We all are part of one family, so connected, our hearts and spirit. I reach out for you, you reach out for me. Peace for the season, love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence. Joy, joy, joy in our hearts. Now is the time to come together, to count our blessings. We are grateful. We lift our voices in one chorus. My brothers, my sisters, let's celebrate. Peace for the season, love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence. Joy, joy, joy Celebrate faith and hope. Joy in our hearts. We need peace and love and joy. Light that shines. Celebrate faith and hope. Celebrate joy in our hearts. Before the season, love every moment. Light shine wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence. Joy, joy, joy in our hearts. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence. Joy, joy, joy in our hearts. Joy, joy, joy in our hearts. Joy, joy, joy in our hearts. Celebrate love. Joy in our hearts. Joy in our hearts. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, you guys. Stay tuned. Stay with us. We really love you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Karen.
Good morning, y'all.
This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper, deeper. The further I've come, the closer I get, the longer I long for you. I said it before, I pray it again. I'll hold it when I know my truth. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper.
Come on, y'all.
This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper, deeper. I wanna let go. I gotta hold on. Break the mold that can't contain. I gotta begin. I wanna dive into this mystery I can't explain. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper, deeper. Holy Mother, full of grace, deep within me, take your place. Hold my hand and lift my face to the light that's always been there. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper.
Come on.
This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper, deeper. Oh, this has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper, deeper. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper, deeper. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper, deeper. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting. This has got me drifting deeper, 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 deeper,
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day. You've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let it go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Say I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart's open wide. 'Cause I'm only here for God. Oh, no more struggle, no. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for
Man, that was fun. Hang on, let me, I know Karen's here and Maureen is here. Here, let me put a 3 up. There we are. Good morning. Is everybody, test your microphones.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, yes, I can hear you both. Absolutely. Awesome. So, well, welcome. And good morning, everyone. And let me remind everybody that it's Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Advent. Happy Advent. And Advent, of course, comes from the Greek Adventus, which means the expectation of the arrival of the holy season, the expectation of the nativity and the birth of the Christ consciousness, which we'll be talking about that Christ consciousness today as we talk about giving and receiving and giving in good cheer, joyfully, as the holiday season is upon us. But first, I'm going to start with an opening treatment by blessing our service. And I'm going to put on some treatment music here. Let's see if... yes, there that is. Beautiful Reverend Donna Michael piano music that I just really resonate with. I invite everybody who's tuned in today to just take a breath with me. Right where you are. They call this weekend Thanksgiving. Gratitude, such a powerful activator for the receiving of good in our lives. Just sitting back into our conscious alignment with that good, and knowing that right where each of us is, there is only good expressing itself through and as us, because there is one life. And that life is God. And that life is my life and the life of each of us. It's personal. It is the fabric, the very fabric of who we are. As St. Teresa of Avila reminded us last week, we are the hands, we are the feet, we are the eyes, the ears of the divine doing its work here on planet Earth and in the cosmos. And so right now in this moment, I simply take this time to consciously bless our time together, to consciously bless our High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, our spiritual family, all of those with whom we may have had smaller but significant in-person celebrations this week, or Zoom celebrations as we've reached out across the miles to be grateful and thankful with the members of our family wherever they may be. Yes, life is good and we are good in it. We are truly, truly blessed to be together. I bless all of the technology that allows us to celebrate together. I bless all of the volunteers at our center who do so much good all the time. And even now, while we can't be together today, I bless our time, our outdoor drive-in service for next week, and all of the preparations for it. Knowing that all is well and in great gratitude, I simply release my word into the action of that mechanically accurate law, which we know is lovingly impersonal, always, always doing the bidding of our conscious thought. I let it be and I let it go, and as I release it together, we affirm this blessing by saying, and so it is, and so it is. All right, good morning. So, yes, next week, we were going to be doing our drive-in service today, but unfortunately, the FM, there's no reason to do it without the FM transmitter, because even if you watch online, the stream is about 30 or 40 seconds after what's happening live. So that would be very, very confusing for Karen and I to be leading service in front of you and to have the sound and the picture delayed by 30 seconds. So I had to send back the FM transmitter that I bought on Amazon this week and buy a good one. I had to spend a little bit more money, but I had to go to a reputable audio-visual supplier and buy one of a reputable audio-visual company. So it should be here Tuesday or Wednesday, and I should be able to get it all set up again here at home before I bring the stuff out, set it up. We should be on track to have our drive-in service next Sunday. And, of course, knowing that we're in the purple range right now, everybody will need to be respecters of social distancing. Oh, Deborah Kearns is here. Good morning. Monica's here. Ellie's here. So everybody will have to be a respecter of social distancing, wearing masks, no physical contact, staying in our cars except when we need to use the restrooms. Only the lobby will be open of the center, and only so that you can use the restrooms. But it will be an opportunity for us to wave at each other or make elbow circles at each other, acting like we're going to be bumping elbows. So really looking forward to that. Lori is asking what time. Next week, we're going to do it at 11, not 10. And the reason for that is it's likely to be a cold morning. So just to give us a little of an extra hour for the sun to come up and rise up, and just to make sure that we have enough time to get everything set up and working, we're going to do it at 11. But I will be sending out texts and reminders and voice reminders during the week. And hopefully all of our technological issues will be solved, and we'll be able to do that next week. I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you guys. So we've just come, today's the end of our season. So Karen sent me a text and says, I appear to be out of sync. I don't know. It's technology. We're doing the best that we can. It's more important for us to be in sync with life than in sync with video, I guess, right? So we're coming to the end of our first holiday weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, our gratitude weekend, and good time for us to celebrate our Ho'oponopono radical forgiveness and reconciliation work. I love this prayer. I do say it every single day. And of course, Reverend Karen has a beautiful song that we're using. She calls her forgiveness chant. So let's go ahead and take 2 minutes to do a little bit. Oh, let's say it first. It's, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. That's our Ho'oponopono Hawaiian reconciliation prayer. I love you. I'm sorry for whatever. Even if I'm talking to myself, please forgive me. Even if or especially if I'm talking to myself, thank you. All right, let's listen to this.
I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
I love that song, Karen. That's so nice. Thank you. So, you are muted. Let me unmute. You're muted on your end. There you go.
Yeah, I'm good
There you
now.
go. Okay. So you're going to lead us. You're going to lead us in our promises. So
Yes.
let me send you over to the promises. Here we go. Oops, hang on. There you go. Now you're not muted. Go ahead.
Fabulous. So these are Dr. Ernest Holmes' promises. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul.
Thanks, Karen. Let's go ahead and assure our souls with the singing of I Remember Who I Am. 1, 2, 3.
I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. We are life, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom. And beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit.
Richard was texting in the comments, and he said somebody should take a picture of the church in Christmas decoration for the backdrop. And you know what? Next Sunday when I'm out at the center, I will do that with my iPhone and get a really good shot of that we can have behind me for the month of December. So, all right. So let's go to our community affirmation. Remember, this comes from Dr. Holmes's Declaration of Principle, originally written as What We Believe and published in Science of Mind magazine back in November of 1927, 93 years ago. Amazing. 93 years ago. And let's say this together. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that the kingdom of heaven is within, and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that all thought is creative, and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. I believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. And I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. Lori says she just emailed me that picture. Hang on, I'm going to have to go onto my email here and see if that picture came in. It's like, talk about instant gratification here. Where is it? Oh, it hasn't come through yet, Laurie. But when it does, If it comes through during service, I'll see if I can stick it behind me at some point during service. So I want to remind you that you are part of a much larger spiritual family, Centers for Spiritual Living, all around the world. And Centers for Spiritual Living is an open and affirming community and always has been. And here at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, we are radically inclusive. We are mindfully and radically inclusive. We set our intention every day to be radically and mindfully inclusive. And our statement about that is that the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living is a radically inclusive and mindfully non-racist spiritual community. All are lovingly welcomed here. And last week we had kind of only half of our office hours, but this week we should be back to our regular office hours, which are Mondays 9 to 1, Tuesdays 9 to 4, Wednesdays 9 to 12, and Thursdays 10 to 3. I want to remind you that Reverend Karen and all of our goddesses have another sister circle coming up. This sister circle is coming up next Saturday, December the 5th at 2 p.m. There's the Zoom ID, which is 566-126-5415, and the password is 1212. But, of course, I will be sending that out. I will be sending that out again as we get closer to the end of the week. And, of course, there was the preview of Marina. Marina is our practitioner today. And so Marina is going to lead us in our affirmation, our flames of faith, and do our treatment for our service today. So, Marina?
Good morning, everybody. I'm trying to turn my speaker down so I don't confuse myself. The affirmation for today: my body and heart are open to giving and receiving. I am open to God's good. And would you like to join me at home out loud? And let's just grab this one and embody it. My body and heart are open to giving and receiving. I am open to God's good. One more time. My body and heart are open to giving and receiving. I am open to God's good. Thank you. Flames of faith. We perform this ceremony on Sunday to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, embracing the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming all are welcome here. And as we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of spirit's eternal love. Thank you. And I would invite you to join me in heart, wherever you are, it's safe to close your eyes or not, but just join me in heart. There is one life, and this, my sweet, funny, creative life, is that life and is God. Spirit infuses and flavors my entire existence, and I am so blessed to know that I am one with God, with love, and with nature. What I know for myself and all that are listening is robust, balanced health. My mind and body and my faith are flexible and strong. And despite outward appearances, this life is one of steadiness and harmony. I get along with everybody. If I can, I do. I am kind, engaged, and prosperous. I know that this community grows and deepens our connection to the One. Our congruence is a clear, it's like mirror glass reflection of the undeniable fact that I am one with God. What a delicious outpicturing of love. Life is good, and I am grateful for this community, for this life of service and love, and gratitude floods my entire life and all of my experiences. I release my word into the law of action, knowing that as I do so, it is done. It is already done. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
Thanks, Marina. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you brought balance into your treatment because I'm really, we're going to talk about balance today. So that was awesome. And thank you. And yes. All right. I'll catch up with you later. Let's go back to Karen. Karen, is your microphone on? A guest has muted themselves. So, oh, there you are.
I'm here. No worries.
Good. So did you have a big Thanksgiving?
It was the tiniest Thanksgiving ever. It was like, a really boiled down, concentrated sauce, which was sweet and delicious. And it was just three of us. So super tiny, super grateful. We did Zoom. We used technology for Thanksgiving this year. So Zoomed with our kids and my mom, and then held up the thing for her to see the Zoom. And we were just trying to get everybody virtually together. So it was sweet. It was different. I made way too much food. That's a childhood issue. I made too much food. So now I'm going to be giving it away, to whomever I can. But anyway, yeah, it was really sweet. How about you? What was yours like?
We just, Sharon and I and Jesse and Tyler and Xander, of course. And Tyler, who's a chef, he helped Sharon prepare most of it. We didn't do turkey. We did chickens. We baked 2 chickens and carrots, green beans. Tyler made mashed potatoes. And then we did 2 Zooms. We did a Zoom with my sister and my 2 younger brothers. And then we did another Zoom later with our Orange County family. And so, yeah, it was a pretty lovely day. We did our dinner by candlelight, which was really, really nice. And I know it was really easy. And we had no snacking beforehand and no dessert. It was just dinner. So I know it was great.
Very strict at your house.
I know. So, well.
No, but it's good. It's really good.
So we're using your song Pieces Possible today, and I appreciate that you sang it as a video and sent it to me. So everybody, let's enjoy, and we're so blessed to have you. Let's enjoy Karen's song, her ode to the Eagles, I think, Pieces Possible.
Yeah.
All those who say that peace is just a fantasy, that people are born to disagree, I say start by bringing peace to your own family and watch it spread beyond where you can see. distances are far too great, that people always need an enemy. I say start by bringing love to your community, and then change the way you think about everyone you see, 'cause peace is possible when we sing our song together. Peace is possible when we let love lead the way. Peace is possible when we reach out to each other. Peace is possible today. To all those who say the world's too big for me to change, that one little life can't matter much, I say we all have the power of the universe, and all we have to be is the change we want to see. 'Cause peace is possible when we sing our song together. Peace is possible when we let love lead the way. Peace is possible when we reach out to each other. Peace is possible today. And if I'm dreaming, what a wonderful dream to share. Let's keep dreaming, 'cause reality's waiting there. And peace is possible when we sing our song together. Peace is possible when we let love lead the way. Peace is possible when we reach out to each other. I know peace is possible today. Yeah, peace is possible when we sing our song together. And peace is possible when we let love lead the way. And peace is possible when we reach out to each other. I know peace is possible today. I know peace is possible today. Oh, I know peace is possible today.
We're so blessed to have you.
Oh, I'm blessed to be here.
That's what a great song. I love that song. We were going to do that song live today, Karen and I, me on guitar and the two
Yeah.
of us on vocals, but it really fit with what I wanted to talk about anyway, so I didn't want to change songs just because we weren't going to be live today. So thanks for that.
Well, this is one of those songs that I had to actually pull over in my car. I was driving and it just started coming
it
in. and I was
downloaded?
like, Sheesh, I have to pull over. Yeah. That
It
doesn't
was a
happen all the
download.
time. So this is one of them. It was a download. Yeah.
Yeah. God does not always choose God is not necessarily paying attention to what we're doing at the time that it sends a download. You know, my song All Is Well, it was one of those, I always tell that funny story about, it was like 5:30 in the morning on a morning when I didn't have to get up till 8:30, and it just kind of popped into my head at 5. I was like, really, God? Couldn't have waited till like
know,
8
right?
o'clock?
Couldn't have got an
5:30 in the
extra
morning
hours.
had to be. I know. Well,
I'm usually in the kitchen, trying to make dinner, and then I have to run and get my guitar and put my guitar on while I'm stirring something. And
it's a good thing that you
God
went
is
and
amazing.
recorded it in some way, because I've actually had those moments where I've been in the shower and I've come up with something really good, and then I'm going down to the studio to write it down or something, and then one day I had a really good chant, and I opened the front door and the cable guy was there, and he was like, "Oh, I'm here and I showed him all the stuff and everything, and then I went, "What was the song?" So,
I know. Listen, if you don't grab it, it's like that
I
poem
know.
about the woman in the field with the wind. If you don't grab it right then, it can disappear. So
hey, by the way,
we try to grab it.
I'm going to change my background here. Hey, check this out.
Ooh.
There it is. There's Christmas.
Oh.
There's Christmas. That's what Richard wanted.
Okay, you're
There's
gonna
the
have to
Christmas.
send
There's
me
the
that one,
tree.
too. There it is.
Nice job, everybody.
Oh.
Really nice.
Gorgeous, you guys. Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
That tree. All right. Well,
Oh,
thanks, Karen.
sweet.
I think I should do my talk
My
now
pleasure.
before it gets too late. So.
Yeah. All right, go for it.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
I'll be listening.
Thanks. All right. I wonder what it looks like if I do it like this. There. It's really beautiful. I can't, unfortunately, do every single background for my entire talk, so we'll just have to live with that. All right, so Karen's song, Peace is Possible. It's a great song altogether, but there is one verse and chorus that just really brings me to tears every time I think about it, and that is, there are those who say our differences are far too great. And, in our country this year, you might have felt that way. People always need an enemy, and you might have felt that way too. I start by bringing love. I say start by bringing love to your community, and then change the way you think about everyone you see, because peace is possible when we sing our song together. Peace is possible when we let love lead the way. Peace is possible when we reach out to each other. Peace is possible today. Karen, Deborah is chiming in and saying, so very blessed. I'm sure she's saying, so very blessed to have you. And Bob Lean is also saying, so awesome. Mary Franklin, that's just lovely. I'm assuming you guys are commenting either on the picture of the sanctuary or on how blessed we are to have Reverend Karen as part of our ministerial staff. Our November theme has been living as compassionate conduits, meaning for us to understand that God doing its work through us and our ability to channel the divine and channel kindness and channel love, there's a responsibility that we have out in the world to use this superpower that we have to do good, to be doers of good. And this week, our final Sunday of November, as Reverend Karen and I have been talking about all month, our final Sunday, we're talking about the grateful and cheerful receiver. And it's not a football term. The grateful and cheerful receiver. And our work, what we're talking about is that, as we know from the law of circulation, giving and receiving is a reciprocal ebb and flow of the yin and the yang. When we accept, we are in the flow as God gives to itself as each of its incarnating forms, meaning that each of us individualizing God, as we give and as we receive, we are doing the action of God. And when I first saw our talk title this week, Centers for Spiritual Living sends out, an entire year's worth of topics that are also reflected in our spiritual journal that goes out as well. But when I first read, the cheerful and the cheerful giver and receiver, the cheerful receiver. Let me go back to the title here so I don't get it right. The grateful and cheerful receiver. When I first saw that, it immediately made me think that they got it wrong, because one of my favorite Bible verses is from 2 Corinthians. And that is, each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. I thought that they misprinted it, and it was going to be about the preparations for Christmas about being a cheerful giver. But then when I started to read the outline for this week's work that we're talking about all throughout all of our centers, I realized how important it is for us to never forget that giving and receiving are two sides of the same process. They're connected. And in fact, in the eyes of the divine, the law of circulation, they're exactly the same thing, because there can be no giving without receiving, and there can be no receiving without giving. We can't have one without the other. But the part that's interesting is adding the element of good cheer, adding the element to the whole process of giving and receiving good cheer. Because it's not always as comfortable to receive as it is to give. Giving is fun, and we're kind of in control when we're giving. We're the one, you go out and you buy a present or you do a special thing for somebody, and often we give in some kind of expectation of what that giving is going to cause, what evolvement of a relationship or whatever is going to happen. So good cheer is as essential in receiving as it is in giving. It seems to be easier to have that good cheer when we're giving. But don't we all know people who are better at giving than receiving? I know some of us are clearly better at receiving than giving. And don't we also know people who feel really uncomfortable when they receive? I mean, they're specifically givers and have a giving personality because they're avoiding the act of receiving gifts, kindness, whatever, love. And of course, there are also people in all of our lives, I think, who seem to receive in a way that feels more like demanding or taking. And maybe there's some unconscious relationship to the abundance and prosperity of the universe. But if you're like me, and probably everybody else that we know, there's probably an area for each of us where we can do a little bit better in both the act of giving and the act of receiving, and bringing the idea of good cheer into that relationship of giving and receiving might be a key to getting there. I think it's part of the whole Christ consciousness of anointing ourselves with our relationship with the divine, right? To bring an attitude of good cheer into our receiving, we should consider, I think, trying this simple practice that I learned a long time ago, which is when someone offers you something or life brings you some kind of an unexpected gift, simply accept it, smile, and say thank you. Eleanor says, I have learned in the last 10 years how difficult and how wonderful it is to recognize the gift that I give by receiving joyfully. Oh, that's deep. That's deep. I'm going to do an Oprah moment here. Oh, that's deep, Ellie. Because when you joyfully receive, you are giving a gift back to the person who's given you or whatever has given you. That's really good. I like that. I'm gonna copy that, paste it, and use that. That's really wonderful. So when someone gives you a gift, accept it, smile, and say thank you. And try to do this even when someone gives you something that you don't want or that you can't use. Accept it and smile and say thank you, because you can always become a center of divine redistribution, divine regifting, and pass the gift on to someone who does want it or need it. Now, obviously, this is an exercise for spiritual adults. We always want to practice our giving and receiving with good sense and with caution, especially now during the time of the global pandemic. But at the very heart of this practice of being conscious of good cheer in our giving and receiving is a beautiful idea, a beautiful truth, that we are all in an endless flow of giving and receiving. We're all in an endless continuum. And if there is anything that we're consciously or unconsciously doing to block that flow, blocking our good, especially on the receiving side, bringing our good cheer to the action of receiving by accepting and smiling and thanking, that can put us back into our highest level of our conscious relationship with our good, that divine circular flow. And I mean, of course, there's always more to it than a simple smile and thank you. But I think it's worthwhile for us. Karen says, even a compliment can be hard to receive when we feel negatively about ourselves. Agreed. And you know what's really funny? Karen, I know you and I are both performers, but sometimes I've told this before. You go to a show that a friend of yours is in, or a concert that a friend of yours is in, and they blow you away, and they're fantastic. And then you go backstage and you go, "My God, you were so great!" And then they say, "Oh, you should have seen me yesterday. I was so much better." It's like they're not even listening to what. There's no joyful reception of your experience of how good they were tonight. All they're thinking about is, tonight wasn't as good as last night. It's the same thing as, if you've ever been in a play or in a concert and you've ever forgotten a line, or you forget where you are on stage, or, I've forgotten lyrics to my own songs. I don't know about Karen, but I've forgotten lyrics to my own songs. She says yes. I did it at a Sillamar a couple of summers ago with Gary Floyd. He and I were singing One with the Divine, a song I sang it the very first time I was on this pulpit, and I forgot the lyrics, a song that I've sung a million times. People who know the album know that I forgot the lyrics, but many of them said to me, "Wow, that was a good recovery. That was a good recovery." But your voice was good. It's like, in the moment, we have to just have this good cheer for whatever's going on. And I think it's really also a healthy thing for us to pay attention to where we are. Are we more comfortable with giving? Are we more comfortable receiving? And once we pay attention to that, we can make a conscious decision to bring that good cheer into both of those actions. And we can also, because, if giving and receiving is a global interaction of the law of, divine redistribution, the law of supply, we have to realize, too, that we're connected to everybody. So it's not just our giving and receiving. We're connected to everyone and everything at the atomic and molecular level of this giving, receiving, and it's possible for us to be too self-focused, or maybe we're too focused on other people's wants and needs, and we're not taking good care of our needs. I'm a member of a minister's radical self-care group where we get together on a weekly basis and we make commitments that are for our radical self-care of our body, mind, spirit temples. And then we check in with each other to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, because it's really easy for ministers, pastors, rabbis, imams. It's really easy to give and not keep yourself healthy. So are we too self-focused, or are we too focused on other people's good and not on our own good? Have we put ourselves in a position to cheerfully receive our good and still make sure that others can cheerfully receive their good too? You might be really well balanced in your giving and receiving. Some of us, may recognize a place where we have to work on it a little more. Dr. Holmes wrote that the universe is impersonal. It gives to all alike. It's no respecter of persons, meaning that it values each of us in exactly the same way. Its nature is to impart, and our nature is to receive. When Jesus said, "I and the Father are one," it is the Father within that doeth the work. That is the gift of divine creativity expressing through us. When we stand in the light, he said, Dr. Holmes says, we cast a shadow across the pathway of our own experience. And this is my favorite quote in New Thought of all time. Emerson advises that we get our bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuits, meaning we've just got to surrender to God's processes and receive our good. It's really a deeply embedded part of the spiritual nature of the universe, this giving and receiving, this law of circulation. It's one of our great and truly beautiful birthrights as living creatures. And yet, I know sometimes we may not believe that we can receive our good. We might not think we're worthy of our good. We might not believe that it's our birthright, or we might believe that we're only valuable when we're giving. I've talked to people before who that's the reason they don't like to receive, because they find their value in giving, and they find that they think they're taking away from the universal good by receiving. And I love what Ellie said, how it's wonderful to recognize the gift that we give by receiving joyfully. When we give a gift and someone is so happy that we've received it joyfully, we're giving them that gift. We're in that ever-flowing cycle of giving and receiving. And it's so atomically and Michael Cotillo's here. Hi, Michael. Good to see you. It's so much part of the fabric of the nature of who we are that even just our breathing, we breathe in the oxygen, we breathe out the CO2. We need the oxygen. All of the plants and trees and everything need the CO2. And we do this at such an unconscious level, just like our heart is beating, and we only notice our heart when we're like exerting ourselves, right? And we only notice our breathing when it's labored for some reason, or if there's smoke outside, or if we smell something. But most of the time we just go through our entire day and don't pay any attention to our breathing unless maybe we're in that moment of meditation, right? We breathe in the oxygen, and our out breath, we give carbon dioxide to the world, and that carbon dioxide is used by other living beings that need it to survive and to thrive. We don't even think about it. It's like it's the most basic function of our human biological life, breathing. We live in complete synchronicity with the world around us just by breathing. When I ask myself if I'm... Oh. Yeah, here, look at this. This is a picture from my favorite hill. This is my happy place in Santa Clarita. There's a park about 1.5 miles from my house called Bouquet Canyon Park. And when you go to the back of the park, there's a fence that is not complete, and you can walk through, and there's these trails behind the park that go up to this mountain. And Xander and I, and Sharon sometimes too, like to go up to the top. And I got to say, when I'm at the top of this hill, I do breathing. And I feel really connected to what I can see. This is the back of my neighborhood, about 1 mile from my house, 1.5 miles from my house. And I consciously breathe because I've done a lot of meditation up at this place, listening to Liquid Mind and just kind of sitting at the top of this. There's a little area where I can dangle my feet over this edge of this hill. And Xander sits, and I breathe consciously. And I look at this. It's our most basic function. And so this weekend, as I was preparing for this talk, I was thinking, you know, am I always ready to give and receive with good cheer? With good cheer. Am I ready and willing and able to receive with good cheer? Because as I started to think about what we're talking about this week, you know, when Dr. Holmes says an attitude of gratitude is most salutary, is most healthy, good cheer is part of that attitude of gratitude. When I ask myself the question, I have to honestly answer sometimes, not always. Sometimes the stuff in the world gets in the way. It's like that whole Grinchy thing. You know, the Grinch used to, or you know, Ebenezer Scroogey thing. This may be the holiday of good cheer in general, but there are plenty of chances to not accept and not be in good cheer. Will we? You know, from what I've observed, I may not be the only one who answers the question with sometimes. Sometimes we find ourselves cheerfully open to our goodness, open to our receiving. Sometimes not. On Thanksgiving, this year more than I think ever before, I received a lot of texts and emails from people thanking me all around the country and in Canada, thanking me for my various services in ministry and in music and, you know, the things that I do, helping them with their live streams and beta testing software. And I have to be honest, I do the things that I do because I love to do them. It's my calling, not for thanks. My personal mission statement is to be an agent of good, an agent of change for good in every area of my life. And I don't make a distinction, you know, and I'm not always successful at it, but I have a mission to be an agent of change for good in every area of my life. So when people reach out to express their gratitude, sometimes I still have to consciously accept it. And it sometimes makes me feel like I have to answer, well, thank you too. You know, thank you for everything you've given me too. My knee-jerk reaction is not always the healthiest, right? You may be one of the more evolved spiritual beings that's always open to receiving joyfully every day. And if that's you, awesome. You know, when you're asked if you're ready, willing, and able to receive good cheer, you might say, hell no. You might say yes. You might say, I don't know. And you might say no. But maybe living with our arms wide open feels like it's just too risky for some of us. Maybe we've been hurt. Maybe receiving leads us down a mental path of thinking, I'm going to receive and then I'm going to get hurt. And maybe you have good reason to feel that way. If that's your experience, I don't think that you're alone. Dr. Brene Brown, who's been studying, you know, our society for quite a while now and our shame and our courage, through years and years of collecting data, she says that about 15 to 20% of people live in a fully open-hearted way. 15 to 20%, up to a fifth, where they can both easily give and receive love cheerfully, joyfully, meaning that these people are essentially balanced. Remember what Marina was talking about in her treatment about living in a balanced. These people who 15 to 20% are balanced in where they are on that synchronistic flow. And Brene's findings suggest that, you know, what is at the root of our ability to really receive as well as to give is whether or not we think we're lovable as a core truth. Do we really believe that we're lovable and valuable? That we, you know, we don't need any other benchmark of success to prove our lovability or value? I certainly know that there are times in my life when I don't feel lovable or loved. And when that happens, though, I know that I have tools to reconnect me with the truth of my being and the connection I have with my indwelling spirit. Because as a human being, I can get distracted by stuff out here. And that stuff out here can lead me to believe that I'm not valuable, I'm not lovable. But prayer and meditation, you know, the time, the process, and the method necessary to changing that thinking getting rid of negation and doubt and fear, and reminding ourselves of the ever-presence of Spirit. That's the really important part. Treatment work reminds us of the ever-presence of God in our lives, and that helps us remember that we are worthy, that we are lovable. Because when we can remember and know our value, that helps us become big-hearted receivers and big-hearted givers of good. And that all comes down to our vulnerability. When we can welcome in our vulnerability and the vulnerability of others, then we may have an easier time being grateful and cheerful receivers of our goodness. So, I said at the beginning of our service that Advent, it's the first, it's Advent Sunday, the beginning of the expectation of the celebration of the Nativity coming up in 5 weeks. And Thanksgiving is over, but the 2020 holiday season, just kind of by the definition of what's going on in the world, I think we really need some good cheer this year, don't you think? That's why I'm so excited that Karen and I are going to be leading that drive-in, all technology, the technology gods willing, we'll be leading that drive-in service 1 week from now, next Sunday. So stay tuned to my voice messages and my texts. Dr. Holmes teaches an idea that rarely comes up except when you're studying for your minister exams. It's called the idea of emergent evolution. Emergent evolution. We rarely ever talk about this, but he says emergent evolution means like when we needed fingers, we grew them, right? This year, I think that we need to be able to cheerfully receive our good as well as give good to others. So we need to evolve that muscle. We already have our fingers, but maybe our next emergent evolution is for us to evolve the muscle that joyfully receives our good. And in that joyful reception of our good, we are also giving the gift, as Ellie said, the gift to the giver for their love and appreciation as well. That emergent evolution is maybe the next step that we should or could think of working on at this time, the ability to receive with as much good cheer as we seem to be able to give. Let's evolve that muscle. Let's cultivate our receptivity with love and with kindness, and tune in to God's continuum of giving and receiving, that endless flow, the ebb and flow of life, which is just waiting to course through us. It's just waiting to express itself through us, because remember, what we intentionally welcome into our lives has a tremendous impact for us. That's the coat of Christ consciousness we put on when God can only do for us what God can do through us, right? So when we intentionally welcome our good into our lives, that's tremendously powerful. So Lori says the Archangel Gabriel is the angel of technology. Is that true? Is that true that the Archangel Gabriel is the angel of technology? I got to look that up, Lori. I'm not sure that that's true. But I invite us all today to begin to identify ourselves for this 2020 holiday season of cheer as cheerful receivers, because we know that God in each of us, as us, is us. And our backronym for this week is cheerful. Consciously, I heal my emergent evolution, receiving the fullness of universal love. Yeah, that was one of those. I had to pull a car over, Karen. Karen's clapping. I had to pull the car over. Cheerful. Consciously, I heal my emergent evolution, receiving the fullness of universal love. Right. And our affirmation for this week, Lori says 11:11. Yes, it is. Thank you, Lori. Our affirmation for this week is, my body and heart are open to giving and receiving. I am open to God's good. Right. So, all right. I want you to take a moment now. Let's all just take a moment and join in prayer. Let's take a moment and just breathe in and breathe out. We say that all the time when we pray, but now we realize that we are cheerfully and joyfully giving and receiving at the fabric level, the atomic and molecular level of our lives. Just the act of giving and receiving is such a gift. Just the act of breathing in and breathing out is such a gift. Gift to our planet, gift to ourselves, gift to everyone around us, everything around us as we participate in this continuum of life in good cheer, cheerfully receiving, cheerfully giving. So today, I sit in great gratitude for the blessing of the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living in my life, the gift of this community, the gift of my calling to serve this community, because it enriches my life in such a deep and fundamental way. I know that each of us gathered here today are fundamentally and intrinsically interconnected to each other and to our divine creator, that power that lives within us, that power greater than each of us, and yet that we can each access and use. And as St. Teresa of Avila said, that we are, in fact, the front end of the hands, the eyes, the ears of that Christ consciousness. So now, in this moment, I consciously align with that power. I bless our center. I bless our spiritual family. I bless our week coming up. I simply know that all is well. And in knowing that, and in gratitude, I receive that gift of the divine givingness of Spirit. Blessing us all, I release my word into the action of that law, lovingly impersonal, mechanically accurate. I let it be and I let it go as together we affirm. And so it is. And so it is. So I want to thank Marina, and I want to thank Karen. I'm going to bring Karen back on camera here for a second. I got to find a scene that Karen's in. Here she is. Here's Karen. There you are. You gotta unmute
Here
yourself.
I are.
There you are.
I'm here.
So thank you for participating in service again this week. Oh, this was the one with the Christmas picture in the back. Yeah. And again,
Love
I'm
it.
reminding everyone that Reverend Karen's Goddess Sister Circle, which will be next Saturday, December the 5th, right? And we will be reminding you later in the week that is
Yes.
happening, and sending out the link that you can just click on and bring you right into the Sister Circle. And is there a specific thing you're working on with everybody this coming Saturday?
Wow, we are. We created a bunch of affirmations for ourselves, flipping any negative thoughts into positive affirmations, which is
Great.
amazing. We're starting to read the book Wild Mercy by Mirabai Starr.
Oh, fantastic.
It's all about the amazing women goddesses, women in church, and women who are visionaries and were prophets, and somehow some of them didn't end up having happy lives, but they really have guided us through all of these centuries, and it's a
Wonderful.
fabulously written book. And we're figuring out to sell things in the bookstore to raise money for the center, and also we are creating things like beanies and caps for people who have undergone chemotherapy, and through Charles and Julie Smith, we've got the connection to that website, and going to be donating some things there.
Wonderful.
So it's really fabulous group of
All
women,
right.
amazing women.
Thank you so much. You have a beautiful week. I appreciate you. I'll be
Blessings.
talking to you tomorrow, I'm sure, and or Tuesday.
Yes.
And Judy says,
Tuesday.
Yes, thank you, dear. Judy says, I often forget that Monday's my day off. Judy says, a special thank you to Clay Baylor, Richard, Frank, Lori, Marina, Emily, and the Demke clan for helping decorate our center. Fantastic job. Fantastic, beautiful
Well
job.
done.
I think the Demke kids all had their own tree to decorate. Marina had sent me a picture of them. And Ellie said, thank you, Marina, for your wonderful treatment. Thank you, Karen, for the beautiful song. Peace is possible. Thank you, Reverend Doug, for this powerful lesson. That's great. Thanks, guys. I want to remind everybody.
Amazing service.
Thanks, Karen. As you may well know, we're not the only center in the United States of America who are having COVID-19 related financial consequences, just consequences of the world. If you are in a position to help, give more. Frank says, wash hands. Frank Ruano. Yes, Frank. Thank you. If you are in a position to increase your tithe to the center, that will be much appreciated. We're doing everything that we can to operate in the black during this time, and we are. Our giving is down, but our expenses are down more. But we're still looking at a 2021 which could be financially challenging. So you can give through the Give Plus mobile app. That is very much appreciated. Also, of course, you know that you can just go to our website and scroll down to the bottom of our website, and you can click on the donate link. That's very, very helpful. And of course, you can mail a tithe to the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, 18575 Corwin Road, Apple Valley, California, 92307. There's our website there, www.high-desertcsl.org. And if you are going to come to the center, remember that our office hours are Mondays 9 to 1, Tuesdays 9 to 4, Wednesdays 9 to 12, and Thursdays 10 to 3. And there's also a mailbox there. You can just drop something in the mailbox. Karen said, thank you all for your service. The decorations look amazing. Thank you, Marina, for your beautiful prayer. And thank you, Reverend Doug, for your amazing talk. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate you. And so let's do our affirmation for giving. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And I always try to remind myself to say, I bless this gift in faith, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. We will be Zooming right after. Oh, look, I'm not in that picture. I should be in this picture here. Hang on for a second. Hang on I'm going to put the Christmas picture behind me, but I should be in this picture right here. There I am with Christmas behind me. We will be Zooming afterwards, after Daniel Namod sings. Our meeting ID is 882-8585-3097. And I know that link, the passcode is 1111. And I know that link just went out. Yes, I'm checking the link on my text right now, and that is the correct link. Also, you can call in 669-900-6833. It's the same link that we've been using for a number of Sundays. So if you've done it before, you should be able to get onto it now. And let's go ahead and I'm going to grab my guitar and let's sing All Is Well. Oh, I went out of focus there for a second. I went out of focus. So let's sing together, All Is Well, all is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. I know that the infinite indwelling Spirit blesses and protects you. And I know that Spirit is kind and gracious through you and as you. And I know that Spirit shines its light and its face upon you and is your peace. And so together we say, and so it is. Amen. Let's sing again. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. One more time. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good. We are truly blessed, and all is well. Everybody have a great week. This coming up this first week of December, and I'll see you on the Zoom if you choose to participate today. And let's head out with Daniel's God Makes Me Wanna Sing.